Well, hey everyone, the Ghost the Gamer here, and today we are playing Astrobot. Now, um, I just got this game last week, and I've been having a blast with it. I understand why this game won Game of the Year last year, because I just like just how cool this game is and everything about it and all that stuff. Now, the interesting thing is that this game does if I remember correctly, there was the whole PlayStation Tech demo known as Astro's Playroom, which it was quite cool. It was quite cool since it basically was like a whole tutorial on how to use the PlayStation 5 and what can it do and all that stuff. And Astro's Playroom, it made really good work of it. This game definitely does the same thing as Astro's Playroom. Well, I mean they are made by the same developer and they are literally the same thing after all since Astrobot basically if Astro's Playroom was actually a full complete game and all that stuff. But one thing I do love about this game is all the bot characters and all that stuff, since all the bot characters are based off of popular PlayStation IPs. Well, almost all of them, because there are some characters that I don't really think are like based off of popular PlayStation IPs. But they're there, and that's pretty cool. And these bots all have a unique interaction when you hit them, like this. And of course, all the interactions for all the bots are different. And I just noticed all three of these bots were from the Infamous series. And as I said, most characters, you will know and recognize and all that stuff. Like, as you can see here, this is supposed to be Joel and Ellie and all that stuff. This is meant to be a clicker. Then there's this. This is supposed to be Dante from the Devil May Cry series. But then there are some kind of obscure characters, like this character right here. I don't know who the heck is this. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what they are. But it's cool to see, obscure characters get recognized in the game and all that stuff. Because, it's always cool when not as well-known things at least get some recognition. I already know who this is. This is supposed to be, if I remember correctly, Sly from Sly Cooper. And these three right here, they're all from the Persona games. This, I don't know her name, but I know for a fact that she comes from Persona 3. This is supposed to be Teddy, who's from Persona 4. And this, of course, is Joker from Persona 5. It's cool. It's cool seeing all the characters in bot form and all that stuff. Not only that, but as you can see, these are all Metal Gear characters. And of course, they have Raiden. Wolf would love this. Wolf would absolutely love this. Oh, and they also have Spyro here. And what's cool about this is that unlike all the other characters where they're just in bot form and all that stuff, Spyro is he's just Spyro. He doesn't look anything different from all this stuff. Now, not every bot every bot does have a special interaction, but you're not going to get them right off the bat. Like, this is supposed to be Kiryu, and as you can see right here, if you hit him, nothing really happens. The reason why is because you need to unlock his special interaction. And to do so, to unlock special interactions for the characters, you have to go here to the gacha machine. Yes, this game does have gacha. However, to unlock certain things and all stuff, you need to use the gacha machine. This will allow you to unlock interactions, costumes, and paint jobs for your controller. As you can see right here, this is supposed to be the paint jobs for your controller, and this here is supposed to be the outfits for Astro. This is the Safari part, which this gives you access to none other than the camera. So, yeah. However, to unlock these things, you need to collect puzzle pieces in every level. And when you get all of the puzzle pieces, then you'll be able to unlock, well, not all the puzzle pieces, but when you get a certain amount of puzzle pieces, then you'll be able to unlock all this stuff. So yeah, anyways, let's just continue on because, this is a whole video, so I'm going to play a few of my personal favorite levels and all that stuff. And, I'm going to play some of my personal favorite levels. We're going to start things off in the first level, Sky Garden. This is supposed to be how Which I just gotta say, usually the first level, most of the times the first level in the game, it needs to make sure it hooks the player in. Like it makes you like you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like the player must get hooked in and all that stuff. And since I've collected everything here, I don't need to, I don't need to waste time trying to go and collect everything. There's this right here. This thing is supposed to have like some sort of like bird or something that actually helps you track all the collectibles and all that stuff. However, of course, it's not there because of the fact that I already collected everything here. Like, right off the bat, I knew I was going to enjoy this game. And theoretically, the silver coins here are meant to be, meant to represent how you've already collected them. Because, of course, in levels you have to go and rescue bots and all that stuff. And yeah, as you can see, I have everything. And not only do you rescue normal-looking bots, but you also can rescue, the special PlayStation character bots. And I just love the game's physics and all that stuff. And as I said, this game makes really, really good use of all the features on the PlayStation, honestly. And then here's this. There's a water slide. Let's go down it. So I just saw this one video called Astro is Everything Nintendo All at Once, and it was basically showing how a lot of the things that are shown in Astrobot are also seen in previous Nintendo games. But I mean, like, come on, there's like Nintendo cannot sue Sony for this because I mean, come on, it's simple basic things that you see in simple basic platformer games and all that stuff. Nintendo does not own the right to platforming games. Not only that, but underwater, it's really cool underwater and all that stuff. Like honestly, I don't think I've ever liked it underwater segments as much as this. Plus, Astro of course can breathe underwater. I mean, he's not human after all. And there's a lot of secret areas in this game, and of course you want to be checking all over the level to make sure that there are secret areas and all that stuff. Because, the secret areas can lead you to a lot of unique things. Alright. And... So yeah, make sure you check everywhere. It can be tricky sometimes, but if you look hard enough, then you'll be able to find it. Also, just like how interactable everything is, and as well, Astro is very, very expressive. Okay? Now here comes one of the cool parts. And probably my favorite part of the game. These little transformation things with Astro and all that stuff. The thing that I like about these is how, is the gimmicks used and all that stuff. Like here, Astro can become a balloon. There's multiple other transformations as well, and you see, the thing I like about all these levels is how they mostly do like a whole quality over quantity thing, like kind of like certain indie games like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast, which are both like Wario Land likes. And the thing that I like about both of those two indie games, despite not playing them, but soon I will play them. I will soon play them. But the thing that I like about those two games is how how they basically do like a whole quantity over quality thing and all that stuff, and how every level has their own unique gimmick. Here, this is really what sticks out to me. It's like every level has their own unique gimmick, and they don't feel all too samey-ish. Because sometimes samey-ish things can be a bit of a problem because it just feels like you've already done this, just like in a different coat of paint. I also like how the animals as well are robots. Oh crap! I have to go down. I mean, I can understand why this game won Game of the Year, as I just said in the intro. Then we have to break the glass, and now we can. And now this is where this is the goalpost. Of course, it shows all the characters, the robots you've collected, and all that stuff. And yes, they can even dance as well. Then there's this bird right here, which you have to hit the bird at the correct time to get 100 coins. Of course, the coins are important because then that's what you can use to that's how you can use the gacha machine and all that stuff. Now, this game isn't necessarily hard, but the thing is, difficulty isn't really, difficulty isn't all too much of a thing with most games. Like, I'm not really looking for difficulty. Like, this game isn't really like a Souls-like or anything like that. But I mean, but sometimes there are a few levels that can be hard. Particularly these. These are supposed to be the Lost Button Galaxies, which, of course, not Lost Button Galaxies. The Lost Button Voids. As you can see, these are supposed to be challenging levels based off of PlayStation buttons. As you can see, these are all based off of the triangles. And then then there's also one based off of the circles. There's one based off the squares, and then there's going to be one based off of the crosses. And these, let me tell you, these are brutal. These are absolutely brutal. Like, I've died a lot in these, but they're worth it though, because if you want to get the unique bots and all that stuff, you have to do them. You have to do them, and when you do them, it feels satisfying. It feels satisfying once you complete it. So let's go ahead and do yet another level. And we got Frog Gloves. Frog Gloves might be my favorite transformation. Well, probably not my favorite transformation, but one of my favorite transformations. And the thing is, I like how every level actually does make use of the gimmicks and all that stuff. So let's break through this. And let's slide on down here. Another thing I like to say is the music. They really nailed it with the music. They really did nail it with the music. Why does this sound, like, seriously, why does this sound so good? Okay, careful. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just gonna stand here for a bit and listen to this. Well, not stand here for a bit, that's what I was doing right there. I was just standing there for a bit listening. Okay, careful. But yeah, as I said, this game isn't necessarily hard, but as I said, difficulty doesn't completely matter and all that stuff because like usually a game doesn't need to be like difficult in order for it to be in order for it to be enjoyable. Oh crap! Oh, I completely forgot that they do that. Careful. As I just said, this game makes really good use of the PlayStation of the features on the PlayStation controller and all that stuff, like the adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback, and the audio coming out the mic. Okay, careful, careful. Thing is that you die in one hit. But obviously there's checkpoints right here, and yeah, unless in boss fights, that's the only exception. In boss fights, you don't die in one hit. You get three hit points. I also just like the look of some of these levels and all that stuff. As I just said, there's not really that many levels. I mean, on the back. Oh right, I almost forgot to showcase before we finish off the level. With the frog gloves, you can do this. Quite cool, honestly. Another thing to also point out is that, yeah, sometimes the game control you like that. Like sometimes there's moments where the game trolls you into thinking that you're like near the finish line, but in reality, no, you're not. I don't know how many times they do this, but they do this a lot of times, honestly. Well, not a lot of times, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? And once again, we have to make sure we yeah, we're trying to get a bunch of coins so then I can unlock more stuff at the gacha machine and all that crap. That was another personal favorite level of mine and all that stuff. A lot of my personal favorite levels were mostly found, I guess, yeah, here. Most of my personal favorites were found here. However, it's not just there. I'm at least gonna play one level in each world. Well, aside from this world right here, since I haven't unlocked it yet, since I have to finish this world as well. But there's also the Lost Galaxy, which we'll get to the Lost Galaxy soon. Let me just play one level from here. And as I said, every level feels different, and it doesn't feel. Every level feels different, and doesn't feel all too samey-ish. This ability, it allows us to stop time. I don't know why, but some of my favorite abilities in games are usually the abilities that let you stop time. And as I just said, all the levels make actually good uses of the whole. And yep, as I just said, you die in one hit. But thankfully there was a checkpoint nearby, so yeah. There we go. Okay, careful. Be careful. As I just said, Astro's Playroom was definitely a really fun and unique way to do a whole tutorial on how to use PlayStation and all that stuff. I don't think I've ever had that much fun with a tutorial, because the thing is that most of the times I just want to skip the whole tutorial and all that stuff. I mean, usually the most annoying thing is, of course, unskippable tutorials. No one likes unskippable tutorials. Oh, I missed, but hey, at least. Yeah. Shy. You know what? Screw it. I'll recreate it. Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Okay, one more time. Aw, dang it. By the way, yeah, just hitting these buttons right here in this level, they just spawn enemies. I don't know why you want that, but it's there. I mean, this is a casino after all, so of course there's going to be a slot machine. And slow down. Careful, careful. Another thing that I do like about these about all these power-ups and all that stuff right here is the fact that not only do some of the levels not only do the levels have their own unique gimmicks, but even the boss fights have unique gimmicks too. Okay, careful. Careful. Good. Jump. Which, yeah. Going back to talking about Astro's Playroom, yeah, the best way to explain Astro's Playroom is that it's basically how you should do a tutorial. Unlike a particular one, cough cough, the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I mean, seriously, the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, it's just, how do I even explain it? But, soon like I said, soon I'm planning to do my whole sequel. Ah, dang it. I'm soon planning to do a sequel to my Nintendo rant video and all that stuff. And the thing is that the Switch 2 Welcome Tour just, I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels insulting. Like, and I died again. Like the Switch, yeah. To discuss it, the Switch 2 Welcome Tour, it's everything that Astro's Playroom is, but the exact opposite. It's boring, unfun, and for some reason frustrating for absolutely no reason. Oh, and I can't forget about the fact that it costs $10, while Astro's Playroom was free. I don't know why I just stood there, but I just did. All right, careful. Slow it down. Be careful. Careful. There's another hidden area. To be fair, it's not all too crazy. All you just have to do is that. That's how you get the That's how you get one of the bots to work correctly. Since silver coins are supposed to be, represented by collected bots. Now, what's cool is that you can actually ride this thing. Well, not really ride the thing, but yeah, technically, yeah, ride the thing all the way over to there and up. I did not notice this guy right here. So let me just do it all them. And jump, 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 jump. And correctly, you have to do that. This right here, so you can unlock Joker. Then we jump over here. Like, the thing I like is that the game actually rewards you for being creative. Yep, I just won. I can't stop winning. Okay, careful, careful, careful. And I spoke way too soon. This is why the whole special abilities thing is, that's the whole point of the whole special gimmicks and all that stuff. They make great use of it, like, in all the levels. Careful, careful. And while I did say this game is easy, but at the same time, as I said, there's some moments where it can get a bit challenging, but like not too intensely challenging. Like as I just pointed out, Dark Souls. Wait, there we go. Wait, I forgot how I did this because I think one time, yeah, I think I did this in an intentional way one time. There we go. There we go. We have the exit. I'm gonna do another level from another world, and then I'm going to cover some of the Lost Galaxies. Oh, dang it, I missed. Yeah, sometimes you have to time it just right in order for you to get the 100 coins and all that stuff. There's another one right here, and let's do this. The Hieroglyph Pyramid. Now this one has probably one of my favorite transformations in the game. So here, all you just have to do is this. Now, one thing I almost forgot to mention was that, as I said, with the Lost Galaxies, they will have. The way to get to Lost Galaxy levels is, as you can see, you see that little portal-ish looking icon there. To get to unlock Lost Galaxy levels, you have to, you have to find the alternate exit in these levels. Since some levels have an alternate exit, you have to find the alternate exit in order for you to unlock the Lost Galaxy. Well, one of the Lost Galaxy levels. It's also funny how this game right here, it trolls you. To be fair, they wouldn't give you the finish right away, wouldn't they? And the music here. Oh man, the music. Careful. There's also skulls right here, which apparently robots have bones. Even though in real life I don't think robots have bones, but in this game they do. Okay, careful. The music in this game. Man, do I love this music. So I have to be careful, these things are basically like thwomps. There's a lot of treasure here, of course. This is a pyramid after all. Nathan Drake would be proud. Here we get this transformation. As I said, this is one of my favorite transformations in the game. Well, not my absolute favorite, but once again, as I just said with the frog gloves, probably one of my favorites. I still haven't completely decided on what transformation is my absolute favorite. Seriously, the music here. Basically, Astro becomes invincible like this. Oh, crap! I forgot. I forgot to activate the thing. Yeah. Okay, jump. They can't hurt me. They couldn't hurt me. But yeah, I just love the level design. And as I said, it feels like quality over quantity. Yeah, it feels like quality over quantity here. As well, sure, yes, every level has just 4 levels. 5 if you count the boss level, and 6 if you count the unique the unique PlayStation character level, then yeah, then it has 6. But as I just said, it's quality over quantity. Oh right, I forgot. Here we go. Well, this. As I said, I just love the music in this game, and this level is a good example. And the level straight up trolls you a second time here. And as I said, some levels will do this. Some levels will troll you with the whole goal. And we have a whole bunch of diamonds here. And let's finish this level off. And careful. And I got tricked. So then again, like I said, it's not all too easy to get them. You make sure you have to time carefully. Soon I'm going to be finished with this level. Eventually, I don't know when, but yeah. As I just said, the button voids right here. These are some of the hardest levels in the game. But at least they aren't that long. But the problem with those levels is that you only get, like I said, the hard part is that you only get one shot at this. And if you die, you have to start the whole level again. Like I said, at least it's not that long. Here's the Lost Void, and these are filled with some very, very cool levels. I'm gonna do like a, since they're not that long, since they're not that long, and since I got everything and pretty much all of them, I'm just gonna do 2. I mean, not 2, 3 maybe, 3. Let's do first off Furnace Fever. Most platforming games always tend to have a lava-themed level. I've tend to notice that. Be careful, be careful. Whoa. Alright. Let's do this. Oh man, those things kind of remind me of that one game where, you have to put your, there's that one toy gator thingy where, where you have to push its teeth and make sure it doesn't bite you. And there was these people who made it dangerous by replacing by making the teeth actually sharp, I think. Does anyone remember that? Alright, let's wait. Oh crap, that is a lot of lava. But yeah, these levels aren't that long compared to the normal levels. And there's rail grinding. Rail grinding in any game is always a 10 out of 10 to me. And up we go. Yeah, I'm gonna do, I don't know how many, 2 or 3. I don't know. Careful, careful, careful. Oh crap! Oh crap! Okay. I like how this thing is meant to be based off of a joystick, meant to be based off of a controller stick. Ah, dang it. I died. Well, careful. I don't know what they're saying, but I really like the levels that have lyrics in them. Careful, careful. I missed some points. I don't know why am I laughing at the fact that the rail just threw me into the lava. Alright, let's try again. Be careful, be careful. Throw this away. There we go. Wait. Usually I want to hold on tight. Usually my trick for most of the times to get the points is to usually hold one trigger and then hold the other and then pull it. And here's another one that I want to do that probably is one which is actually the most recent level that I did before starting the video, and that is there's a huge dragon there too. That is Danger Dojo. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. This might be the last level I do before before I close off the video. By the way, one thing I do want to say is that I don't know why, but sometimes I keep getting annoyed about hearing this, but I hear a lot of people say things like how the PlayStation 5 has no games. What annoys me about that is what they mean by that is they're talking about how there's not really any exclusives to the PlayStation 5. That's what they mean by it has no games. But the problem with that is that a counterpoint to that I want to make is that how is it a bad thing that that the PlayStation exclusives are getting ported over to Steam? If it gets ported over to Steam, then that's a good thing because I'm not really trying. And I just got eaten by a dragon as I was trying to say that. But what I was trying to say is that when a game gets ported over to Steam, that's technically a good thing because if it gets ported over to Steam, that means they get they get more sales and they can sell their game to people who don't have a PlayStation 5. Because sometimes I'm not really the biggest fan of exclusives, honestly, mainly because of the fact that exclusives. That means they're basically games that are that means they're just like locked behind a console paywall, which kind of sucks that in order for you to play this game, you must have that certain console. So, PlayStation exclusives getting ported over to. So, in my opinion, I feel like the PlayStation exclusives getting ported over to Steam is actually a good thing because not everyone is gonna have money for a PlayStation. Not everyone's gonna have money for an Xbox. But if I correctly, the only company that doesn't port their exclusives over to Steam is of course Nintendo, which I keep seeing these things called why Nintendo has won the console wars and all that stuff. But the thing is that the reason why the Switch gets a lot of sales, despite it having inferior hardware compared to its competitors, is because of it having, like I said, well, not like I said because I don't, but I think I may have said this in the Nintendo rant video. I can't remember, but the reason why a lot of people buy the Switch is because it has absolutely fire exclusives and all that stuff. The thing is that Nintendo never wants to port any of their exclusives onto Steam or any of their, any other platforms and all that stuff. Going back to my whole point is that the reason why when a game gets ported over to Steam is that, as I said, it means that they can make more money because they can sell their game to players to gamers that don't have that console. Wait, where do I go again? Oh, there we go. Well, almost fell off. But yeah, that there's a lot of things where people try to. The reason why a lot of emulators for Nintendo exist is because, as I just said, Nintendo never ports their games to Steam. And honestly, the thing is that if Nintendo were to port their games onto Steam and all stuff, then nobody's gonna want to buy a Switch. I feel like that's probably the biggest reason why the Switch sells so well. It's because of their exclusives and all that stuff. But still, despite the fact that Nintendo makes some absolutely banger games, as a company, they suck as a company, honestly. And yeah, they're just so anti-consumer. And as I just stated, soon I am considering making a sequel to my Nintendo rant. Oh, dang, I don't think I can make that jump. Yeah, I don't think I can. Oh no, they're falling off. They're falling off. All right, there we go. So yeah, to me, with the whole PlayStation has no games thing, in my opinion, it's kind of dumb because once again, how is it that porting the exclusives onto Steam is a bad thing when in reality it technically is a good thing because at least that means that people who don't have a PlayStation 5 can at least play their games on the PC. All right. There we go. But here, it kind of makes sense why this is technically a PlayStation exclusive because I don't think this can be ported over to Steam since there are certain things in the game that dang it. Since there are some features that can only work on the PlayStation 5. Like for instance, there are some instances where you have to blow into the mic on the controller, which you can't do that on an Xbox controller. Nor can you do that on well, technically, I think you can do that with You technically can do that on a PC if you're using, a PlayStation controller, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Alright, there we go. Careful. Oh crap. Pull this. So I said I love ancient Japan themed things. I just love games that are themed around in ancient Japan. There's a good reason why one of my top 10 favorite games is Ghost of Tsushima. Which, funnily enough, you can actually find Jin in this level. There we go. And it's another example of getting trolled. There's not just bosses in this game, there's also mini-bosses in this game as well. As you can see, this dragon right here is a good example of a mini-boss. The normal levels also have this too. Barely in the Lost Galaxy levels too, but it's quite cool seeing the mini-bosses in this game too. Okay, careful. And there we go. And we finished the level, and there we go. What a great way to close off this video. So, in summary, Astrobot definitely... The best way to explain Astrobot is that it's basically everything good about a platforming game into one whole package and all that stuff. Like, I understand why this won Game of the Year and not Black Myth Wukong, but still, I am still thinking of playing Black Myth Wukong. I don't know when, but soon. Especially since I'm not really the biggest fan of Souls-like games, but yeah. But it makes sense why this game won Game of the Year. I mean, everything good about a platforming game is in this game and all that stuff. And just like the tech demo Astro's Playroom and all that stuff, it definitely does a great job at showcasing everything that the PlayStation is capable of. Hold on, let me just try it. And yeah, hold on, let me just before I close this out, there's just one thing I've got to do. Just gotta get all the robots with me now, including Spyro. But yeah, there's just a lot of robots here. There's one thing that I've got to do before, so I can close this video out. That right here is this. Oh wait, wrong thing. But you know, it's good if we take a group picture, and we'll do that. So let's do this. Here's how I'm gonna close this video out. But yeah, Astrobot does everything that I feel like Nintendo should start taking notes, honestly. Like, rather than doing unnecessary lawsuits and being very anti-consumer and all stuff, I feel like Nintendo should actually take notes from their competitors. I mean, like, let's not forget about the whole Power World lawsuit, since Power World basically is just everything that basically Pokemon, but much better and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like, instead of suing, maybe Nintendo should probably start taking notes. There are rumors of a 3D Mario game coming out soon and all stuff, but honestly, I feel like with the whole, honestly, I feel like Nintendo definitely should take notes if they want to make an excellent 3D Mario game and all that stuff. Because as I just stated it, this basically, Astrobot basically is everything good about a 3D platformer into one whole package and all that stuff. And let's go ahead and take the group picture. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, you guys. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed my video and my thoughts and opinions on Astrobot. Because yeah, it is amazing. It is really amazing. And if anyone hasn't played it yet, I recommend for you guys to give it a try. I really do. So anyways, you guys, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. This is Legoshi the Gamer, out. Oh, and before I actually close off this video, I just realized that, if I remember correctly, it's the 1st of July, meaning that this is the first video that I've done for July and all that stuff. And fun fact, but July is my birth month, so that's quite cool. Soon it's going to be my birthday, and if I remember correctly, July the 30th is going to be my birthday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a video on July on the 30th, but who knows? But yeah, anyways, for real this time, I'm going to close out the video. See ya, guys. This is Legoshi the Gamer, signing off.